Welcome again to the Old Principle. I am the Old Principle, and we're coming again to another lesson. Now, for the last several lessons, we've been talking about the wildest night in my life, the strange happenings in the Columbia River Gorge, Columbia 的 what? 这个河谷, okay? And being in a snowstorm, 暴风雪. Okay, but now we come to number 276, the finale. Okay, you know what final is, 最后. Okay, what does it mean when we say finale? Finale is the end of a story. Usually the most exciting part of the story, the last act, the most interesting thing. So, here we go. We are going to talk about the finale of this story that we've been telling for several times now. So, stay by and listen as my wife reads the story, and then we'll be right back and look at it.
Story 276, The Finale. The tow truck with flashing red light hooked up with our car, and my girlfriend and I joined the two men in the truck. Long ago I had given my coat to Connie, so I was shivering with cold. To keep me warm, she sat on top of me as we towed the car to a service station. We had no other choice but to pay the towing fees suggested. I still remember it cost us $75 to tow the car in and an additional fee to get the car started. And to add insult to injury, we offered my coat to one of the men if he would mail it back to me when the emergency was past. I never saw the coat again. By 3 a.m., the car was running. The last 2 hours of driving home were torture. I was desperately weary. I could hardly stay awake. Finally, after spending 18 hours driving on what should have been a 6-hour trip, we arrived at my home just as it was getting light. The following day, Sunday, we turned right around and headed back to the college where Connie's students were to perform in a musical program. Fortunately, the traffic was passing through the Columbia River Gorge with relative ease. There was hardly any evidence of the recent blizzard, but a new menace arose. Except for the blizzard in the gorge, everywhere else had been inundated with rain. But as long as the precipitation didn't turn to snow and ice, I felt confident. The return trip was quite uneventful, but every river we crossed was at flood stage. On Monday morning, we discovered that the bridge over the John Day River had washed away, killing at least one person. A quick calculation revealed that the bridge collapsed just 30 minutes after we had passed over it the day before. Again, we were thankful for God's protection.
Welcome back. Here we go. The tow truck with the flashing red light hooked up with our car, and my girlfriend and I joined the two men in the truck. Okay, the tow truck, okay, 拖车, so the tow truck with flashing red light, 闪着红灯啊. Then it says hooked up with my girlfriend's car. That is the car that we were in. OK， 就勾上她的车前面。So he hooks up with my car and our car, and my girlfriend and I joined the two men in the truck. So by this time, we started with 4, now we only have 2. Okay, now my girlfriend and I went in the truck, at least it was warm in there, and joined the two men, 跟他们在一起. We joined them in the truck. Going on. Long ago, I had given my coat to Connie, so I was shivering from cold. I forgot about this detail of the story. She is, even now, after all these years, she is still always cold. So I say, hey, do you want my coat? Oh, no. She's cold. Okay. So long ago, 我已经很久已经给 Connie. That's my girlfriend. And so, if I didn't have a coat, then I was shivering. 我就开始发抖. With cold, that means, of course, you're shivering with cold. That means it's 因为冷而发抖. Okay, to keep warm, she sat on top of me as they towed the car to the service station. This was very interesting. To keep me warm, she sat on top of me. 坐在我的旁边，不是上面. She sat on top of me. And the truck then, the 拖车就拖我们到a service station. Okay, what is a service station? Well, we have several meanings. In America, 加油站 is called a gas station. It is also called a service station. 这个服务站. Now, some of the gas stations don't do much in the way of 服务. They just don't have much service. But a lot of gas stations are both service station and gas station. Whatever the case, sometimes we use these terms interchangeably. Okay? To keep me warm, 使我温暖，能够保持温暖. She sat on top of me as we towed the car to the service station. Going on. We had no other choice than to pay the towing fees suggested. 没有什么其他的选择. 他们开费单子一定要付. So, of course, they could have taken advantage of this, but it seems to me like it was they were okay. They didn't take advantage. 没有骗我们等等. Although the price was high, but not unreasonable. Going on. I still remember it cost us $75 to tow the car in and an additional fee to get the car started. It cost us $75. 75块钱. Nowadays, that would be cheap. But in those days, it was pretty expensive. Okay? And I had 另外一个费用 additional fee, is to get the car started. So remember, the car was totally dead. It was totally dead. And so we had to, and by that time, by the way, the snow had packed inside there. So they had to heat up the car, melt the stove, and then start the car again. 帮忙我们给我们启动 going on. And to add insult to injury. Now, how do you say that? Okay. Sometimes in English, we use words that 表面上根本没意思了. To add insult to injury is a way of speaking. Now let's take a look at it. To add insult to injury, 已经受伤了，要弄得更糟. Okay? But to add insult to injury simply means 那么还有一件事情把情况弄得更糟糕啊。We offered my coat. We offered my coat to one of the men in the 拖车 if he would mail it back to me when the emergency was past. 只要他这个紧急的情况过了以后 he just mail it back. 这个放在一个小包裹寄回给我了。Well, why not? Just send it back to me. So, that was the plan. But I never saw my coat again. 这个我永不再看到我的外衣. That was the end. Of course, nowadays you say it's a 小事情, and maybe it wasn't so bad in this sense that he was helping other people. So 或许这个我的牺牲也不算是太大的牺牲啊. At least I could go out and buy a new coat. By 3 a.m. 早晨3点钟啊. Where are you at 3 a.m. usually? You're sound asleep, of course. The car was running. 已经发动了，已经还好，可以。The last 2 hours of driving home were torture. When it says it was torture, what does it mean? It means that it was 很辛苦. Okay? I was desperately weary. Driving home were torture. 很煎熬. It was very hard. And I'll explain the reason why it was very hard. I was already I was very tired. We'd spent all day and now almost all night. I was desperately weary. In Chinese, we say 累得要命. I was desperately weary. I could hardly stay awake. 我非常非常困难保持清醒. I wanted to sleep. I wanted to close my eyes, and yet I had to drive. I should have let my girlfriend drive, but the proper thing was to drive because you are the man, right? So but I was so tiring. I was tired. Finally, after spending 18 hours, how much time did we take on the trip? 18 hours. 18 hours. 花了18个小时 driving on what should have been a 6-hour trip. So normally it should take 6 hours. But this trip took 18 hours. 3 times, okay? We arrived at my home just as it was getting light. 就到达我自己的家，父母亲的家。And just as it was getting light, 刚好天亮 okay? It was getting light, 黎明 okay? Going on. The following day, Sunday, because we were already on Saturday, right? We started on Friday and it was already Saturday morning. So now we come to Sunday. The following day, on Sunday, we turned right around, 又掉头, what? And headed back. To head back means to go back. Headed 朝着回头路. Headed back to college. Why were we going to the college? Well, because Connie's students were going to perform in a musical program. My girlfriend, Connie, was teaching in an elementary school, so the students were going to have a 音乐会. So she wanted to go back to be with her students. So we made this 18-hour trip, and then we turned around a few hours later and we went back. Going on. Fortunately, the traffic passing through the Columbia River Gorge was passing through with relative ease. Okay, now, the traffic, okay, 交通, the traffic was passing 经过哥伦比亚的这个河谷. It was going through this 河谷, this gorge, this Columbia River Gorge, with relative ease. 相当, we say with relative ease, 相当顺利. 相当顺利. There was hardly any evidence of the recent blizzard. Couple words here. There was hardly, 几乎没有, hardly, 几乎没有 evidence 有这个blizzard 暴风雪的事故 evidence 事故. So it looked pretty good and we drove quite well. We didn't have the major problems that we had coming down through the gorge. Going on. But a new menace arose. Okay? A new menace. Menace. Have you ever heard the word menace? 新的威胁就出现 arose, to arise. A new menace arose. Except for the blizzard in the gorge, everywhere else had been inundated with water and rain. Okay, let's take a look at these few words. Except for the blizzard in the gorge, OK， 除了这个河谷里面的这个暴风雪以外 ，everywhere else 到处 OK， inundated with rain 被下雨沉没。Okay, what does that mean? That simply means inundated means almost, you could translate, covered with rain. And so that the water, it means a lot. Inundated means a lot of water has fallen. So everywhere else, 下的一大堆的雨啊。Going on. But as long as the precipitation didn't turn to snow and ice, I felt confident. As long as 只要 OK precipitation 就是雨水 OK 这个雨水 did not 变成 turn to snow 雪和冰啊 I felt 我自己觉得蛮有把握 already we had a major problem rain rain I can handle that as long as the precipitation 这个雨水 didn't turn to snow and ice I felt confident 很有把握我自己感到很有把握 Going on the return trip was quite uneventful okay again there's this word uneventful 平安无事平安无事 nothing bad happened going back all the bad stuff was going down, but going back to the college was no problem. But every river we crossed, 我们每一条河，我们横过的每一条河 was at flood stage. Okay, what does that mean? 洪水都到这个洪水的地步 OK a stage 到洪水的地步 so we said okay and so we just kept on going driving by the way I wasn't quite so tired that time now let's go on and see what happened on Monday morning we discovered 发现 looking at the remember this is nowadays you have internet and so on. In those days not so much not basically no internet okay no internet at all it was just being discovered then we discovered that the bridge over the John Day River, okay? The bridge, John Day River, John Day 河 okay? 这个横过的桥 okay? Had washed away, killing at least one person. Okay? 被这个洪水冲走了 This is a big bridge, by the way. Very, very big bridge. Had washed away 至少一个人就这个死了 So, now that's not all. I started doing a quick calculation. Going on. Okay. Now, remember, I had gone over that same bridge. So So you're kind of saying, okay, the bridge is no more. It's gone. So I started doing a quick calculation. 粗略的就算一算 a quick calculation. 粗略的算一算 revealed 结果呢 okay, that the bridge collapsed just 30 minutes after we passed over it the day before. Okay, the bridge had collapsed. 这个倒塌，这个桥倒塌 okay, 30 minutes after we passed over it the day before. 前一天我们过那个桥 30 minutes after we went over this bridge, then the water washed it away. Wow. When things like that happen, you do a lot of serious thinking. And you thank, some people say thank their lucky stars. I say thank God that we were safe. In fact, I end by saying we were thankful to God's for his protection. 上帝的保护真的是很奇妙 and we were thankful 这个非常感恩的 So there is the finale, the last part of the story. Now, you can write an email letter to us. Our email address is theoldprinciple@gmail.com. Our website is www.theoldprinciple.org. With that, I must say goodbye, but I'll be back. I'm not done yet. So why don't you join me next time for another interesting lesson. Until then, bye-bye.